In Specify custom tool palette, we can find also make custom command. Make custom command permits us to transform a standard item in a special item. Before to run this command, we will insert from our Demo Europe library. We can insert, for example, neutral equipment and tables, or we can insert also sync legs, yeah, and one ball. And we can select one item, for example. We can take this one, 1200. I insert, in this case, we will use an empty drawing, insertion point, and rotation angle. Now I can use copy command just to select my object and to duplicate it, because I would like to show you the differences. I can repeat copy again. Using dimension just to identify the dimension of the. This is our standard equipment. Now, if I want to modify the dimension of our object inserted, I can work in two different ways. I can use edit equipment or also equipment catalog before the insertion. I select the item and I can change directly the dimension. If I want to change the width, I just needed to enter inside width and insert the new value. You can also change if you want depth. Then we suggest always to identify a special item just to change the color of the position number in front of the equipment. When we press OK, and please, before changing the dimension, ensure that in the settings you have the three options: scale width, scale height, scale depth activated. I can press OK, and you can see that the second object changed the dimension, and you can see also the position number is red. If I take the dimension now, we can see the new dimension. In the last case, I will not use edit equipment or equipment catalog command, but I will move to custom and I will use make custom. I can select my object and I can confirm. In this way, automatically the position number will be colored in red. Now I can use an AutoCAD or BricsCAD command, a stretch command, if I want to change the dimension of my equipment. Before to do it, I suggest always to turn on the 3D layers. In Custom Tool Palette, you have another button, On/Off Layer 3D. I suggest to use it in order to add more information and turn on more objects inside your drawing. Now we have all bidimensional and all three-dimensional layers turned on. If you want, you have this switch button exists for 2D and 3D layers. So I can run, and you can see that if I click on 2D, I can see also the connection points. Well, now what you can do, you can run stretch command, and you can select running stretch command. You can select from right to left the part of the object you want to stretch. Supposing if I want to stretch this part, including also the sink, because I want to increase the dimension of the sink, I can select with a green selection from right to left, and all the objects that are completely inside the selection, the green selection, will be moved. So the left side, the legs, you can see that are completely selected. The objects which are not completely selected will be stretched. So I can identify a second point, right-click to confirm we end the selection, and now the base point, I click a point, and with the mouse I give the direction, I can increase or decrease. Okay, I give the direction and I can specify, for example, 150 more. In this case, the software stretched my block differently than before, where I scale the block, and you can see exactly the difference. If we take the dimension now, you can see that we have the same dimension, but the result is completely different. When you insert the same equipment, I can insert the same one. I insert close there. And now you can see many objects because we have all the layers 2D and 3D turned on. So when you press plan view, it comes back to the standard way and without showing the connection point, but it doesn't matter. If I want to repeat the command, so custom and make custom, select the object. If I want to maintain the sync of the same dimension, I have two choices. I can stretch, selecting just the left side in this way. Otherwise, I can run stretch, and always starting from the right, I can select completely also the sync. Confirm, and maybe 300. You can see that the sync didn't change its size, but the rest changed. Now we have, if we take a dimension of the last table, of the last sync, this is the dimension, 1650. What's happened if I run and I insert the same and I change there? I insert the same dimension, also with special. The width is exactly the same, but you can see that in this case it scales the block in x-axis, and I have no control on the dimension of the sync. And if you take a look about the feet or the drain, you can see that it seems it's an ellipse, it's not a round, a circle. Differently than below, where the software maintains exactly the dimension, the right dimensions. So, modifying an object using equipment catalog or edit equipment and changing the dimension, inserting a new value for width, depth, or height, It's a fast way, and it's easier because it permits me to change immediately, and the software will scale the block in X, Y, or Z axis. But if I want to maintain some dimension of the dimension of some object inserted, the best way is to use in custom, use make custom tool. And you can see the difference between the two objects also there.